We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. And this is our podcast. And I have my host with me, Megan Deers from South Africa, and Jackie Zaccoli from Arizona. And she is global. Her heart's in Africa with me. And then we have Chinray, who is in California, and her heart's also in Africa and globally. And I'm Carol Witt, and I am the founder and director for YEA Global. And we just went into 63 countries. We just brought Italy on, yay! And in fact, she is going to be a guest on our podcast soon. So we have the pleasure of having Susan Lubow as our guest today. And guys, you're going to get so inspired by what all she has been up to in her life. And so, Susan, come join us.
Thank you so much for having me. All right, so you want me to just launch in? All right. All right. Well, it's so interesting, being here with all of you, working globally in all your amazing altruistic ways. And, everybody has their path in life and we have to find it. And I feel like I've found mine and it's been amazing. And it's so different because I work like so intimately, like instead of touching millions of people, I am touching a few people at a time. But I will tell you that story. So let's see. As a child growing up, I grew up in a family where like my desires, my what I might want to do for a living was never even questioned. Like there was never even the moment of what do you think you might like? It was basically I was supposed to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. And like those were my three choices, and anything other than that was unacceptable. So I think I always had this artist's heart, and yet I, went down the path that I was directed down. Now, I did it in my own special way, thinking that I was not uh, following the path my dad wanted for me because I became a chiropractor instead of, brain surgeon. Um, and it was a beautiful career. Uh, I did a particular kind of chiropractic that was very energetic and very spiritual and very much about transformation for people. So I had miracles happening in my office, and um, I expanded in order to be able to be that person. And yet I practiced for many, many years and reaped all of the beauty of that. And yet there was this part of me somewhere deep inside that was not really fulfilled. And it was hard for me because I couldn't imagine why. Here I have this beautiful career. I did well. I created magic with people. I had a very intimate type of practice, and some part of my soul felt like it was dying. And I thought, this is just me. There's something wrong with me because it's my own discontentment. And no matter what, that would show up like, wherever you are, you are. I had that in my head. And so I just kept going. And when I was about 47, I got really, really sick. and I mean, really sick. Like had to decide if I was dehydrating in my bed, if it was worth it to try to walk the 7 steps to my dresser to get the glass of water that was there. And I usually decided no. And it's a whole story. I got, I don't really want to go into that, but just know it was bad. And I tried everything to heal and, spent every dollar and, just went to everybody. And I couldn't climb out of it. It was just years and years going by, and I just was not climbing out of it. And I started to really evaluate, the type of chiropractic I did. Had you really look at your life, like why would something be holding in place and unable to be released? What were the bigger, what was something that maybe needed to be changed, to be transformed inside of me? And I started looking under every rock and changed my whole life. I left my marriage. I moved into the woods where I'm very, very much happy. Uh, I I just kept changing everything. And I couldn't really practice very much, but I still held on a little tiny bit as I got a little better. But I guess, that yearning in my soul started talking to me in its own magical way. So I, the very first projects I ever did were for loved ones, and I just kind of like was like, oh, maybe I'll write a poem for them. And I did. Oh, well, how would I want to deliver it? I don't want to just send it as a text. Maybe I'll put it on some pretty paper. Oh, maybe I'll draw something. Maybe I'll paint a little something. So that's what it was. They were very simple, they were small, but when I gave them to the people I gave them to, they cried. They said, this is the most beautiful gift I've ever received in my whole life. So intimate and so personal and so heartfelt. And then I didn't look at it again for a long time, just went on with my life. And actually, in my spiritual practice, I was going to, the services, and every month at the service, somebody would make flower arrangements. And that I come in and I overhear some people talking like, oh, the flower person is leaving. And what are we going to do about flowers? We have no one to do flowers. And I hear this voice saying, I'll do flowers. And I'm like, what does that even mean? How do I do flowers? So I did it. And it opened up that creative part of me, and I just loved it. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I want to be a florist, But I didn't want to be a florist. I think I took on a few jobs, and I had like maybe 8 bouquets I had to do, eight arrangements I had to do in a weekend. And I was like, I'm never doing this again. It felt like I was on a assembly line trying to pump out these flowers. So I'm like, well, that's not it. But it started the process, And then I came into YEA, and I came in thinking I was going to do an online course for my little tiny practice, that all the things that I tell people and all their questions that really don't demand me and my hands, they just, they just need a conversation. I'll do that. So I entered YEA, and within 2 weeks of being in that space, that very heart-centered, very, very intentional space, I did a 180. And I thought, I wonder if I could do that art and poetry thing for other people. I know I could speak my own heart, but could I speak for other people? Would it work? So I did some. I did some. One was for Carol for her sister, one was for Carol for her brother. I did some others, and they were beautiful. And then I thought, oh, I wonder if I could really do this. And I just, I put my effort there. I put my attention there. I just pushed, and and every step of the way, it was like the universe gave me exactly what I needed to take the next big leap and the next big leap and the next big leap. It was amazing. It was such incredible confirmation that, Susan, you're doing the right thing. This is it. And I was in so much joy, and I'd be like pinching myself, like, is this real? Are people paying me to do this thing that is just play for me? Um, and so whatever that part of me was that thought, no, it's just your own inner discontentment that has you not fully alive in your chiropractic. And I was alive in my chiropractic practice, but there was something missing. Do you know what I mean? And it's almost like as soon as I started to do my art, everything became more alive because I wasn't cutting off a piece of me for another piece of me. Um, so anyway, I'm really practically a full-time artist now. And I had, it's amazing. And I guess I hope that it's inspiring for people who, maybe have something, anything. It doesn't have to be art. It could be anything that has been in their soul forever. That, maybe it doesn't matter how old you are. I'm 61 now, and um, it's it's never too late to explore that and to go for it and to let it bring the joy it brings, however it ends up, or let it open the next door. When I said I'll do the flowers, it brought me lots of joy to do that, but it wasn't it, but it opened the next door. I thought I would, if you would like, maybe share a piece that I've done, unless you'd like to ask some questions first and then I do that. What do you think?
No, you have enough time. Go ahead and share, and then we'll ask you some questions.
Okay, so do you want me to send you the photo of the
Can you
painting?
just screen share?
I don't know if I have them, like this is a new computer, so I don't know if I
Oh,
have them. I don't know. Let's see.
okay.
Hold on. All right, I'm sure. Let's see.
I mean, if you have them on your computer, you
I
just
know.
share
I'm
them.
gonna
Yeah.
see if I do. So photos. All right. Well, I was going to do a different one, but I can do this one because I have it on my computer. So let's do this one. Um, big. Uh, hmm. How do I go back from this over to screen sharing? Hold on.
Okay, so screen sharing's at the bottom, and if you screen share, you have to choose where your image is. Is it on your laptop?
Yeah.
Then you want to share your laptop, and then you can go have the folder
Oh, so
open.
I could share from my phone?
From your phone.
Yeah, no, because you said where the image is.
Is the image on your phone or on
No,
your,
all right, hold on. Give me a
hold on.
second. I'm so sorry. Should it,
Okay.
all right. I have this one, so let's just try it. Whoops. It's like I'm having a hard time going back and forth. I guess that's my thing. So let's do this. And where's screen share?
Down at the bottom. It's a green box. It says
Share.
share. Mhm,
Okay, share.
mhm.
Boom.
I was
Now,
hoping that's the one you were going to share.
I wanted to share my latest one. Whoops, did I lose it? Maybe. Okay.
Did you draw that?
I painted that, yeah.
Painted. Yes,
Oh my, you painted that? That is amazing.
But
absolutely.
hold on. I don't know what. Oh, no.
No.
Oh.
Oh, whoa.
Trying to make it larger and with a black background, but I don't know what you guys are seeing
We're
actually.
seeing a black background.
Oh, you are
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
behind the painting?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
all right. So that is the painting. And this one was done for a woman who was becoming a shaman. Now, what I do is I do my process is that I interview the person that I'm going to do the project for. More often than not, the project is for them to give to somebody else. So, husband to wife, wife to husband, child, whatever, parent, all those relationships. And I interview them and I find out, what is in their heart, what do they want to say, who is this person to them, all the depth, the stories of their life, and then I weave them into a poem. And then I paint a painting that expresses that poem. Somewhere along the line, a theme sort of arises, and then I paint the painting, and they stand side by side. And this particular woman was studying to become a shaman. She had had a vision of a lion coming to her, and she thought it was her boyfriend, or maybe it was her boyfriend the first time. And so we were going to do this project for her boyfriend. That was the plan. And she went away for 2 weeks to be with him and said, I want to do the interview after I come home because I'll be, she was in a long distance relationship. She said, I want to be present to like all my love and everything. I said, okay, no problem. But since we know it's going to be a lion, how about I start the painting, which is never really how I did it. No matter what I did, I could not even get a sketch on the canvas. Finally, I said, I'm not going to push against if I've learned that if I can't do it, something is off, and I need to sort of figure that out first. And I thought it was that I always do the poem first, so I'm supposed to do that first, so I should do that. And so I waited. But on the morning she was coming home, I woke up and my eyeballs kind of went boing. And I said, oh my God, it's supposed to be for her, not for him. And I talked to her later that day and I said, look, I'll do whatever you want, but this is what I'm getting. And she said, funny you should say that. And they had had a difficult trip. And she also had, during that time, had many visits. Now she was studying to become a shaman. And part of that, they have spirit guides and, people that work with them on the inner. And she had had visits from her lion spirit guide. And so she described it. And and anyway, we changed gears and the whole thing happened. So here is the poem. Um, it is called Courage. And here we go. To be the beacon of love connected to source, with fortitude to stay the course, clear and audacious, bold yet gracious, find your oasis in the deepest recesses of your heart. Breaking down the barricades, the ego fades and clears the haze. Integrity, authenticity, stripped and naked. This is what protects what is sacred, all so that you may remember who you are. This is courage. Bold heart, lion's heart, flooded with both compassion and might. You are the guardian of the light. To relentlessly trust in your deep intuition, daring the truth of your calling to come to fruition, making each step you take instruct you, instruct you, deconstruct you, ultimately reconstruct you, shedding the layers that never belonged to you. Determination, inspiration, transformation, answering the call to the invitation, you emerge, your highest, most beautiful, authentic self. Closer and closer to embodying your purpose, let it rise to the surface. Your life is your service. This is courage. Brave heart, lion's heart, ablaze with love, truth, and insight. You are the servant of the light. To be the one who repeatedly promises to keep being the one. You commit to it again and again, letting everything and everyone be medicine. To trust yourself implicitly, explicitly, allowing your heart to crack open more and more and even more, for at your core you find the door to other worlds not seen before, to all of creation. Around each soul your arms are wrapped. You see them, hear them, feel them. Let spirit work through you to heal them. You are the personification of love. This is courage. Fierce heart, lion's heart, creating and protecting all that is bright. You are the mother of the light. To know you are a beautiful eternal being whose gift is so much more than seeing. Your commitment to unfoldment undeterred as you see the invisible, hear the unheard. Angel wings amongst your things, spirit guides walk by your side. You have become the hollow bone, never alone, your life given to the seeds you've sown. To live this life of divinity, humble nobility, where there is honor in pure surrender, power and grace in raw vulnerability. This is courage. Pure heart, lion's heart, you are truth, love, and ancient wisdom. You are the shaman. The end. Okay, I've gone over time, so you guys get to ask me questions now. Let me unshare my screen.
Okay, we have room for 2 questions. Okay.
Okay. Hold on.
I'll stop it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
There you go. Okay. So who has questions for Susan? 2.
Okay, I'll ask.
Okay, go ahead.
Wow, Susan, man, that was just, I don't know if it's tears coming to my eyes. I don't know what it is, but first of all, the painting is just out of this world. It's like as real can be. And the message that comes with it, it's just blows your mind away. And I can pretty much say to you, like you said, when you feel it, you go for it. And I think oftentimes we fight what is out in our innermost self. But the fact that you use what is inside of you to bring out these amazing images and words, how does your family or what did your father really feel? Or how did he make him feel that maybe you didn't go the other way, but you followed your heart and still brought medicine into it in a whole different way, holistic way?
Well, my dad has passed, so he doesn't know that I've made this left turn, but he knows. He knows. And he's happy. I'll believe
Yes.
that. Yeah, and I did that for like 30 years. So, and he did the best he could. And all of that is I put into my art. Do you know what I mean? It was like I had a 30-year study in people and their energy and the most subtle because I did like the energy work of chiropractic. So it was the most subtle things that I was reading and feeling and dealing with. And so now when I feel into the people I work with, and that it comes to me even when I'm not talking to them. Like, we are connected, we are doing this project together, even if we're not talking. And I feel like, that gift was given to me from all those years of doing chiropractic. So it's all good.
Beautiful. Okay. Anybody else have a question for Susan? Okay, I have one for you, Susan.
Sure.
We have quite the audience, and I'm inside of wanting you to inspire our young people.
Mhm.
They're just starting out. They're just trying finding their passion. They're just moving forward in their lives. What could you offer them? What could you share with them that would really make a difference in their journey and in starting out? In how could you inspire them?
Okay. That's really a great question, because if I had had that, my life would have gone a different way. I would say, really, my dad was worried about my financial success, my prestige, like that was his concern. And I tried to teach I had four stepchildren, and I tried to teach them that, do your passion. If you don't know what it is, do something that you think it might be. It will open the door to the next thing. It will open the door to the next thing. Eventually, you will land there. And don't worry about money, because if number one, if you do your passion, you're not working all day, and you don't have to fill some void that got created because you were doing something that just chips away at your soul for money. So you'll need less money. You won't need to recover from your job. Your job will be inspiring you.
Beautiful.
And there's always a way to make money at what you do. And, artists are notorious for being starving, the starving artist. Well, I say the starving artist is because they're not eating because they're so passionate in their work, they forget to eat. But you don't have to starve because you have no money. There's always a way to earn a living at whatever you are passionate about. Just, trust and surrender to it being given to you. And when it starts to be given to you, receive it.
Mm,
Don't say no. The
beautiful.
first person that altered my financial world, in the art world, was, I knew I needed to charge a lot in order to make this work, because I spent 3 months on a project. I couldn't do this for, this much. And it's like, as soon as I knew that, the universe, boom, sent me this guy I met, he wanted to do it for his wife. He was a total stranger. And he looked me in the eyes and he said, I want to do this, and you charge me whatever you want. Don't you dare sell yourself short. And I was like, oh, and I came home. I had to grapple with that. I had to, deal with that. Like, what does that mean? I don't want to take advantage. I don't want to sell myself short. This is an opportunity, da da da, and so there, it pushed me. And I did have a rule that I would never charge less than the person before me, before this person. So in honor of what they gave me, to honor that they gave me that, I'm not going to then have it be less for someone else. So, you can always make a living. Just find your passion, one
Beautiful.
step at a time.
Absolutely beautiful. I'm sorry, Maria, we don't have more time. we
Okay, that's all
we
right. I just
okay.
wanted to say I loved the lion. I was looking in
Okay.
his eyes. That's what I wanted to share. Beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And thank you, Susan, for really and truly inspiring many. You're going to inspire many people to follow their heart, follow their passion instead of follow their heads. Okay. Um, and probably even cut short some of the static and the noise that comes into people's lives that they're not sure about. Go after your heart and your passion, guys.
And nobody can
Yeah.
set your course but you.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
That's
you
beautiful.
set your course, and nobody else gets to know what
Thank,
is
thank
in
you
your
so much for joining us and being an amazing guest. We have the most amazing guest on this podcast, guys. And Susan will be hosting with us 3 times a month. So very, very excited to have her join our team. And guys, please, if you love these episodes, please share them. Please subscribe to our channel, and please share them with everybody so that it gets out and it goes viral, and there are way more people that see it and experience it for themselves. And if you'd like to be a guest, we are all over LinkedIn. Reach out to one of us and get on our calendar and share your story. Everybody's story is different, but everybody's story can inspire so many. So let's not be silent about our stories. Let's share them. Let's share them so richly that people are like, oh, I'm so glad I saw that episode. Okay. This is all about us having a voice, us being able to empower others and inspire others. And Susan, you did that so beautifully today. I was
Thank you
hoping
so
you
much
were
for having
going to have time to share your poem. They are amazing. So please, guys, please reach out to Susan. She will have her information in the episode on YouTube. So please, Susan, put it in the chat so everyone can reach out to you.
All right.
And we do these on Mondays and Fridays. So please join us again. Thank you, everyone. And guys, we all deserve to thrive. Let's do it together. Bye, everyone.
We stand as one, there's no divide.